in your heel. All right. So those of you who don't know me, my name is Swati, and yeah, I usually do videos about different aspects of posture and different sorts of pains that you can have in your body. So today we're going to talk about heel pain. So now, when you have pain in any part of your body, it is good to have an understanding of why you have the pain, what your diagnosis, if you've been to the doctor, what your diagnosis really means. Why are you having the symptoms that you have, right? So it's very important to understand your symptoms, your diagnosis, what's going on in your body, how these symptoms can interact with each other, how your daily activities influence these symptoms. Because once you have an understanding of this, you can manage your pain better. You can discuss these conditions with your healthcare professional, your physiotherapist, or your doctor, or whoever you're seeing, and have a better understanding of what is being done in terms of treatment. Okay, so going back to the heel pain. Now, with heel pain, usually there are two main reasons for heel and foot pain. So one is called plantar fasciitis, which is a very common condition, and you might have heard about it. Okay, so in oh, and the other one that I was talking about is heel spur. So with a heel spur, you will have a heel in the pain and then going down to the sole of your foot. And similarly for plantar fasciitis as well. So there are quite a few overlapping symptoms for the two of these. I'll explain you about these conditions. First, let's talk about the symptoms. So you know that probably your heel pain or your foot pain is because of these two conditions. So firstly, obviously, you have a sharp pain or a dull achy pain. I'll explain you. Usually when your pain starts, the condition starts, initially the pain can be on and off. You might have like a little ache or a dull achy feeling in your heel or the foot, as in the sole of the foot. And as the condition grows, or basically or as the days go by, the pain starts to get a bit more sharp, more acute. And if you have this condition on a chronic basis, you've had it for months or years, usually the pain is 24/7. However, the pain usually goes away on rest, but this is temporary, right? So it's like I recently saw a person who said, "Oh, I'm perfectly fine through the day because I'm wearing shoes and padded shoes, sports shoes throughout the day. However, when I wake up in the morning, I have this excruciating pain in my heel. And after a while, after hobbling around for a few steps, I feel better. And then the pain subsides. And if I stand for a long time, it comes back." So he had these very typical symptoms that you will find with heel spur or plantar fasciitis. These conditions can occur either together, which it mostly does, or one leads to the other, or they can occur in isolation. However, if we look at the the jointly, the both, if you put both the conditions together and we look at the symptoms, you will have, as I said, when you put weight on your foot, you will have this excruciating pain in the heel going down the sole of your foot. Now, usually people will complain of pain early in the morning. So, like when you wake up and you put your foot down. So, I mean, it could be any time in the morning, but basically, what I meant is early in the morning. I meant is when you wake up in the morning. So, when you wake up in the morning and you put your foot down on the floor, that is the time when all the weight is on the foot. You will feel that excruciating pain in the heel or the sole of your foot or both the areas. Once you've had the weight there for a while, you will not feel it as sharply as you would when you wake up. Okay. And just looking at my notes here. Yeah. And if you walk around bare feet, obviously the pain is more. If you have padded footwear or sports shoes, not the high heel versions, then the pain will be even. I mean, the pain is more on bare feet walking, and it's less on wearing padded shoes or support for the feet. Okay, so usually it is seen in athletes, runners, people who stand for a long time, or it could be in the general population. Say you've got a new scanning desk and you've stood for a very long time, you've been doing it for weeks, obviously you are prone to this condition then, right? So, or people who put a lot of weight on one foot compared to the other. So there are lots of causes that can be responsible for these conditions. Now, what exactly is happening here? Why are you getting all these symptoms? Now, the heel spur is basically a bony growth on the heel. Why that happens is you. Okay, sorry, there's something wrong with that phone here. Okay, so why the heel spur happens is there the covering on the bone, which is known as the periosteum, sometimes it peels away from the bone, right? So the body thinks, oh, there is some discrepancy in the bone here. Let's lay down more calcium. So it cannot form, the body cannot form the periosteum again. So if this is my bone, say my heel, and there's a covering here, the covering is torn, the body is laying down more and more calcium in this area. So there is like a spur or like a thorn or a bony protuberance that forms in this area, right? So once that hook or that spur is formed, now every single time I put my foot down, if this is my heel, and I put my foot down, that bony spur is going to poke into the soft tissues in the area, right? Into your heel, the padding of your heel, right? So that is why that repetitive stress that keeps happening, then you will have the pain even when you're not just bearing weight, when you're sitting down. Sometimes people will say, oh, my pain goes away when I sit down. But when I get up again, say I'm sitting in the chair now, but I get up, I get that pain again, right? So that is also one of the symptoms. And it happens because you're putting weight on that thorny protuberance onto the heel. Okay, what happens in plantar fasciitis? Plantar fascia basically is one of the thickest fascia in the body. Fascia is a covering on your muscles. Okay, so usually it's it's a covering on the muscles. It's present in different areas of the body. Now what happened was when let's go back in evolution and time. So when we were walking on all four legs, right, arms and legs, right, after that slowly we came in this upright position, this human posture. So the feet had to bear all the weight. So the modification that happened in our feet was that our feet had this fascia that got really thick. So think of it as a structure that runs from your heel, and it so if this is the sole of my foot, so this is my heel and these are my toes, it runs from your heel and it spreads through and it attaches onto the base of your toes there, and then the rest of it is a bit thinned out. So when that fascia gets inflamed, you get pain all along the sole of your foot and also in your heel, because that's an attachment point, right? That's one of the weaker spots there. So you get pain in the heel as well. So you can also have pain in the arch of the foot, the whole area, depending on how which part of the fascia is inflamed. Okay, so that's what is happening in plantar fascia. Now imagine something is inflamed. On top of that, you're putting your whole body weight on it, right? Obviously, it's going to hurt. So now you understand why you have pain in your heel. It could be, most probably, these are the two commonest conditions that happen: heel spur and plantar fasciitis. So in the heel spur, you've got a spur there, a bony protuberance. In plantar fasciitis, you've got inflammation of the fascia that is under the sole of your foot. And then the symptoms are, as we talked about them before. So I'm going to leave a link to a blog that I wrote about these conditions, about heel pain. And I'll leave that in the description. And for those of you who are watching me on Instagram, can go to my bio and then click the blog button there, and then that will take you to the blogs, and then you can just look for this one. Now, next video that I do, that will be later this coming week. I will talk about the easy solutions that you can do for pain in your heel. Alrighty, I hope that gave you a better understanding of why you have heel pain and what are the conditions responsible for it. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. And I hope you have a good week there.